Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Lovely day, lovely day. A lot of stuff to talk about with you here. Post-market wrap up on this Wednesday, June 24th, 2020. So, what's the story? Right off the bat, stocks got hammered across the board. Dow fell 709 points. Crude oil got decimated again over this trade issue again. Uh, it's not going away. It's the same repetitive story. It's just over and over again. It's going great. It's fantastic. It's fully intact. And then all of a sudden, well, maybe not. Just, a day later, you can't make it up. We're going to talk more about that too. So yeah, stocks got hammered. Crude got decimated. It was almost like a pan sell-off today. You got cryptocurrencies under pressure, gold and silver under pressure. There was a little knee-jerk here into the dollar. Dollar index got stronger. Now, the 10-year yield did fall, but nothing major. Not an overwhelming amount of fear, at least in the debt market today. So let's see what this means moving forward. For all we know, honestly, as I am doing this or later on tonight, the narrative is going to change. How many times have we seen this before? Oh, no, it's going great now. It's fantastic and it's tremendous. People, we had Steve Mnuchin out again today, basically saying the same thing that the president just said about this decoupling with China. Obviously, the market doesn't like it. What I think or believe with all I got needs to happen is the president needs to say, okay, the deal with China, the phase one, they're not living up to their end of the agreement. We're gonna scrap it. We're gonna throw it out, and we're gonna start over. I think he wants to say it, okay, deep down in his head, because we all know this is a farce. It's completely fake. There's never been a deal of any kind. The president is afraid of the hit that the stock market will take. It would be profound. But bear with me a moment here. Look, the truth always wins. You cannot escape it. All right? All the lies, all the fakery, all the propaganda has got to be taking its toll on the president and everybody else lying for him as well. I mean, there's a cabal of liars, and it is just frankly overwhelming, and people are starting to get hip to it. Now, this is what I think. If the president were to say, finally, at one point, admit failure for once, I think his numbers would skyrocket across the board. This guy right here, if the president would actually say, look, I tried to get us a deal with China. It's not working. They don't want to toe the line here, whatever he's got to say, and just say, look, we're going to start over again from fresh, and we're going to get a real deal this time. What would happen? The knee-jerk would be a cratering of the stock market. But as a market guy, and that's all I do 24/7, I even do this in my sleep. Yes, I know for a fact the market would crater, and it would probably be big. But the prospect that maybe we're going to get a real deal after admitting failure, the market would rebound. I think the market would rebound very strongly. The president is afraid to admit failure. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Look, I just posted earlier today. I tried to grow a vegetable garden recently. My first ever. I was so freaking proud of my vegetable garden. It was an abysmal failure. A combination of me not knowing how to care for it, and it's been hot here in Vegas. We've got a heat wave. The combination of these two things, me not knowing what I was doing. I guess I should have done some reading first. Just it didn't work. So my vegetable garden was an abysmal failure. Sad but true. But I'm going to start anew next year after doing a little work and research. The same thing here for the president. Mr. President, admit it didn't work. Blame it on China if you want to, but we all know this deal is no deal. We never had a deal. It was a photo op. Okay, I got it. You want to make it look like you're doing something. I got that too. But, if you were to play up your successes, okay, Mr. President, and admit failure when it happens, we all fail. That's part of growing. I don't think you've admitted failure one time ever during your presidency. This would change for you. Everything would change around. And I really believe this, and this isn't to the president, this is to everybody. It's never, ever too late to make a positive change. Never, ever is it too late to make a positive change. That's what we need here, starting with the top spot. Well, maybe it's really not the top spot, but for starting with the President of the United States. All right, it's not too late. I really don't believe it's too late. And I can only imagine the stress that he must be under, okay, with trying to keep the lies going, the fake narrative going. China, they're not going to bend in any way. So all the fake stories, obviously, we knew they were fake and we knew they were coming. Over the last 2 weeks, it was all fake, including the most recent one. Oh, no. Don't listen to Peter Navarro. It's not over. The deal is fully intact. That's the president. Larry Kudlow backed them up on that too. Again, they're all lying. Maybe they believe the lies. They're so pervasive that maybe they're starting to actually believe the lies themselves. I don't know. I hope things change here for our country, where we're going. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And again, just going back to this real quick, if the president would do what I said, admit that the deal isn't working, China doesn't want to, do what they've agreed to, so we're going to start over from scratch, the man would gain so much respect from me, and I'm sure from a lot of you too. That's what we need to see. The humanity, not this inhuman thing that's going on. We are surrounded by some kind of an unhuman, like undead, like an unhuman thing that is going on around us here. And again, this is beyond any shadow of any doubt some kind of a new world order agenda. Wear your mark. You got more states coming out making it mandatory to wear this mark across your face. You can't travel without this thing across your face. It's a sick, twisted thing that they are throwing at us. We're supposed to believe all the numbers that they're giving us here. We all know the government lies to us. I would have to think you agree. But there are some that, while at the same time believe the government lies about everything, but no, they're telling the truth about coronavirus. Yeah. They lie all the time. But no, the coronavirus is true. It's 100% true what they're saying. You got to be kidding me. But this is the mentality of people at this particular time. People don't know what to do. They are confused. There's no leadership. There's no leadership in this country. We are flying by the seat of our pants. People don't know really what's going on around them. They're being told that the virus is getting worse. It's going to kill all of us, which is an admission that wearing the mark and the social distancing hasn't worked, but it's all fake. It's all fake. It's all about control. They want to see what they can get away with. Now there's going to be forced quarantine. Forced quarantines. Explain that one to me. Look, obviously this thing is much more ugly and much more hideous than we're being led to believe it is. This is another thing. We've taken this to another level here. It's astounding to me. It's absolutely astounding to me. Anyway, we heard from the Federal Reserve today, who's saying they have a lot more firepower. Apparently, of the 2.3 trillion that they were going to pump into the economy, they've only used about 6% of that total firepower, and there's more to come. What are they doing with this firepower? They are buying assets, creating loans. How does that sound to you? Does this sound like a mechanism that's going to make America great again, just to use that phrase from the president? I'm not putting him down. We are destroying this country, destroying it. We're allowing a takeover to occur on an unprecedented scale. You want to win, Mr. President? Take away the Federal Reserve's power to issue debt. By allowing the Fed to do what they're doing now, they become more powerful exponentially every single day. The Federal Reserve, all central banks around the world's power resides in one thing: their ability to issue debt, their ability to buy assets, their ability to create loans out of thin air with currency that they just create from nothing. If we had, look, I could go off on this. I'm not even going to, but I think you get the picture as to what's going on. And with regard to this market, let's go back to the market real quick here. Stocks got walloped. It was a pan sell-off today. That happens when you get panic in the markets. We're going to see how this plays out. Are they going to, tomorrow, today, later, I don't know, all of a sudden turn this around again? How many times have we heard the same story? It's getting to the point of, are you kidding me? It's going great. Oh, no, not so good. It's going great again. Oh, no, not so good. We got to stop. We got to stop. And it's, you know where the buck stops? It stops with the President of the United States. We need the man to show some actual leadership, really. And I'm not putting him down. He's got to come clean with the China trade deal. Mr. President, you have an opportunity here. I suggest you take it. Yes, sure. The market will get hit. No doubt. That's coming from a market guy to the highest order. You know that, Mr. President. I'm sure you know who I am. Or if you don't, you should. Anyway. But the promise of a real deal, a real one this time, Mr. President, would rebound the market. And maybe we could rebuild our country, but we got to stop the Federal Reserve. What you're doing, Mr. President, is allowing the Fed to take over not just the United States, but the entire world. All right, look, I'm out of here. I love you all a lot. That's the truth. Please share the video. See you tomorrow.